I've officially been playing 2K for the last decade, so I'm going to go ahead and rank the last 10 2Ks that I've played. I technically played 2K13, but that doesn't really fit and it doesn't really count because I barely played it. I was probably like 10 years old. So cool. Couple disclaimers. I am going to give you the ranking on this Google Doc and how many hours I have played. There are some 2Ks where I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Please do not go ahead and without my consent sign me up for therapy. I don't need it. I probably needed it back then because there's some 2Ks I have a lot of hours, but COVID definitely helped. But every single 2K after like 2K21, 2K20, it's been going down. So hopefully it'll go down even more because it's a lot of hours. Another disclaimer, this is about all 4 game modes because I play all 4 game modes of my career, my team, my NBA, and playing online. But this will be like 90%, 95% probably about my team and my career. But I will just go ahead and say 2K24 and 2K25, maybe 23 too, but I kind of forgot. The whole eras system where you can go back to the 90s, 80s, 2000s is really cool. So 2K24 and 25, I did give a little bit of a bump to, but it's not much. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get it started. All right, in last place, I do have 2K21. This game was awful. To be honest, I only played like 2 of my hours, which is kind of embarrassing. Only 2 of my hours were next gen, so most of it was current gen. But what I saw from next gen, because I actually didn't get a console till like a couple weeks before 2K22 came out, and I was not trying to just play 2K the last couple weeks. They both sucked. And it's a big reason of like both old gen and next gen were legitimate games. So devs were working on both games, so neither of them got the full attention of one dev team. So 2K21 had that stupid speed glitch thing, which I'm fine with glitchy dribble moves. That's why I love certain 2Ks so much and not other 2Ks. But that was like that speed glitch wasn't even basketball. I hated doing it. It took no skill and was just like the most unrealistic thing ever. And then obviously because next gen console was coming out, I have so many hours in this game for hating it, but it really was just a worse version of 2K20, like a way worse version. I don't even remember how the My Team was. Personally, I don't even care. Like, I don't really, nothing brings back memories. All I remember is that stupid park that honestly, aesthetically wasn't very bad, but it was just like boring. Like, I remember this game being pretty boring. And then the opposite of next gen being so unrealistic, it's not even funny. I mean, for one, everyone just used a 6'6" build. It looked like every single, if you wanted to be comp, you had to use a 6'6", like one specific height, which is annoying because I love versatility in video games, as you'll see in this list. And then I remember just people greening heavily contested threes. And then just the gameplay being just so unrealistic and so fast paced, it wasn't even fun. Like, you couldn't play defense. And I could go on and on about it, but to be honest, what pissed me off a little bit more is this next game I'm going to talk about, which you guys will see in just a second. 2K18. And the fact that it's not last, I could easily have 2K18 last because it was such a terrible video game. The only reason I could maybe have it even higher though is because when I said like I judge these games based on fun, it technically was fun, but it was kind of like 21 next gen where it's just like so unrealistic and people would spam the exact same things over and over again. If you did a snatchback on anybody while making contact, it would throw the defender like 5 feet back and then your guy like 5 feet back. So it created so much space that you could get open every single time. And it was another 2K where you could green like any shot, no matter how contested. Park was terrible. It literally was like the most gray, boring, like creative depriving atmosphere I've ever seen in my life, that 2K18 park. The neighborhood had terrible servers. And I mean, honestly, the only good to come from it was the My Team Supermax game mode. I still think that's like the best My Team game mode that they've ever come out with. And the fact that they haven't even kind of returned to it kind of pisses me off. But Supermax is great. Everything else about the game sucked. Like everything else. The only thing was it did have cool dribbling, which transferred into the other games, which is why I have the other games higher. But because like you didn't need the dribbling, you could just do a snatchback. No. So I honestly believe those 2 games are in a tier of their own. And the rest of these games were all right. I like those 2 games I would say are bad. These games are all right though. Coming out with 2K22. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm just going to go ahead and show my next 4 rankings. Because while these games aren't bad, they're pretty forgettable. Like I remember 21 and 18 because of how bad they are. I literally had to go back and watch some clips of mine on my PlayStation of me playing these games because I kind of forgot, obviously besides 2K18, which I'm playing right now, I kind of forgot how they went. Like originally I was going to have 2K22 as the highest of these 4, and then I kind of realized, wait, I just have like super vivid memories of the end of the year when I did Play Now Online wagers, which were like really fun doing it on Players Lounge, even though I think they banned me eventually. But then I remembered I played Play Now Online wagers in 22 because the My Career and My Team were so bad. 23 is honestly a very forgettable game. I forgot about it. 2K25, I think this game is decent. One, they have the eras, so you can go back to the 80s in my league, which is very fun. And as much as people hate pro play, I like 25 and 24 because of the pro play. I like other games that are faster and the dribbling is better way more. But at least pro play compared to 22 and 23, like there's so many different ways you can score. You know, it's very realistic to the actual NBA players that we're watching. Maybe it's a bit slow, but I found like so much fun in making super versatile builds that can do everything. And as long as you like kind of know what you're doing, these two games are just a lot more fun in the park. And then 2K24, I don't know if it deserves to be top 5, but I just remember having a 6-6 build that could do like literally anything, which I know I slandered for in 2K21, but I didn't think it was like you had to have this build or you're just going to lose games. Like I just had a 6-6 build that was so much fun. It was probably like one of the most funs I've ever had playing 2K. Just like the rest of the year before this build kind of sucked. And just overall, I mean, the gameplay just isn't fast. Like I know I didn't talk about these games much, and it's just because it will be forgettable. I think there's a lot of 2Ks that are forgettable, and hopefully 26 is not that because I will be playing it. But now I'm going to talk crazy about these next 4 games. And by the way, you can kind of just see the hours going down. It will go up again, trust me. 2K16. Now listen, a lot of people have this 2K being like one of the best, if not the best 2K ever. And that's just a bad opinion. That's a false opinion. And that's just nostalgia taking over. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and show both 2Ks, 2K16 and 17, 4 and 3, because I have a strong opinion. You cannot have these two 2Ks being top 2. Like you literally can't, because as much as people like don't like to admit it or like nostalgia fogs their brain, the servers sucked. The servers were bad. You couldn't play the game half of the time. The flexibility or like the amount of things you could choose in the game were very limited. I mean, the archetype builds were literally inside, balanced, and outside for just each position, which is just boring. 2K17 was like kind of the same thing, but just better. It at least had, you know, just sharpshooter, shot creator, you know, all those kind of things. The gameplay was fun, yeah, but you had to actually play the game without lagging. I mean, my teams were just so boring. Like, I actually liked how, you know, there were only like 599s by the end of the year. But besides that one little thing, I mean, Road to the Playoffs was fine, but there was such a limited amount of game modes. I mean, Gauntlet wasn't good. 2K17, the same thing. You couldn't play the game without spending money. Yes, my career was cheaper, but my team was not. I really do think that besides the my players being cheaper and the game being faster, these two games have no argument to beat these other two games that I'm about to explain. At number 2, I have 2K20. Yes, it is a lot of hours. Yes, COVID did happen. Should that be an excuse? No, because 1900 in 1 year is pretty insane. It was probably like a fourth of my life, but I couldn't do anything. I was playing it, you know, while my Zoom meetings were happening, junior or senior year of high school or whatever. But this game was fun. The dribbling, while not as good as the number 1 game I have, the dribbling was fun. I feel like any archetype that you chose in Park could actually compete. Like I know there was the two-way defending slasher, like the point guard build. I forget what it's called, but I did use that build and it was very good, but it was not OP. There weren't many OP builds. I think triple threat in my team was fun. I think my team was just very fun. There's a lot of cards that could do a lot of things. Yes, 12-0 was very annoying and no one liked it, but hey, I went 12-0 a couple times, so I was happy. And I mean, overall, the game was fast. You were able to play my team up, which was amazing. Like, I know technically 2K26 is adding it, but no, you could load in a roster into all-star team up of all the my team cards and play against each other via 10 friends, which I did that summer because everyone was inside and it was fun. So is this partly nostalgia? Maybe. But I found Park fun. I found Rec fun. I found every single game mode fun. And then let me just talk about my GOAT 2K, NBA 2K19. No COVID, and I played it for this many hours. Not because I had nothing else to do. Well, I did. I didn't have anything else to do, but it was that fun where I played the game this much. This game was peak dribbling, peak Park, peak just like YouTube content in general. You were able to legitimately compete if you didn't spend any money in my team because there was that cheap Amethyst Hidu Turkoglu, the cheap Yao Ming, and for New Year's. The best part about this game was honestly that every single build was OP. Stretch 4s, OP. Glass cleaners, OP. If you're an ISO build and you know what you're doing, like you're a Steezo, you're a G-Man, you're OP. Shot creators like Ticino, OP. This is also peak like Ticino wagering. Like it was fun. There was a brand new Park, and this was coming right after 2K18, which was one of the worst, or even at the time, it was the worst 2K of all time, being super gray. The Park actually looked good. That's actually one reason I have it over 2K20 is 2K20 just replicated the same Park, which should make it like the same, but no, you need to add something new after a 2K, so obviously 2K19 is superior. If you're a pure lock, you were OP. If you're a pure rim protector, you could make threes. Now, you had to be very good, but still. I like the whole like pro and elite like rep system. But just overall, it's the best 2K because it was the most fun 2K. You could do so many different things. You could make so many different types of shots. You could shoot over people. You could shoot under people pretty much with a small build, being an ISO guy. Pick and roll was great. Yeah, ISO was great. Post scoring was great. Base 11 was fun. If you remember base 11 and just shooting over people, anyone could get it. Stretch bigs could get it and guards could get it. So it was fun both ways. Yes, it might have been pretty annoying guarding, 2 different stretch 4s in the Park. But hey, you get the ball back and you're scoring on them. They don't have much defense. It might be a hot take, I don't know, but the actual archetype systems get better with every 2K. Like 2K25's archetype system is way better than 19's. But if the gameplay is that much more fun, then this is the greatest 2K of all time. There's a reason I played it for so much. It's not because I played it so much. I played it so much because it was so great. And I really don't think any future 2K could ever live up to these top two games. I think there is a situation where the game's so good in 26 or 27 or 28 where it could surpass 16 and 17 because, again, nostalgia is blocking y'all. The servers were terrible, but it will never beat these two. Let me know what you disagreed with in the comments below, even though I think this is pretty safe outside of 16 and 17 not being top two, because a lot of people love those 2Ks, but no. If you were there for COVID, which everyone was, 20 and 19 were superior. But yeah, let me know, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be making more 2K videos, maybe like one or two more actually. And then the rest of my 2K videos will be once 26 actually comes out. I'm planning on doing a bunch of stuff, even though this is mostly an NBA channel, so I might just do like TikToks and Instagram Reels and stuff. But yeah, peace out.